What's good, Cowboys Nation? I'm Skywalker Steele, and this is A to Z Sports Dallas. A few weeks ago, I sat down and spoke with Dallas Cowboys staffer Kyle Youmans, and I asked him the question, who is ahead early on in OTAs as we gear up for training camp, which is here in the next week? And he had an interesting answer as to why it's the defense and an answer as to why you should be excited for year two under Dan Quinn. Of course, this video is presented by Freeman Mazda Hyundai. If you're in search for a new, used, or Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle, definitely hit up Freeman Mazda in Irving, Texas. This week's ride of the week is a 2023 Mazda CX-50 2.S SUV. For more information, visit freemanmazda.net. What seems to be clicking out there right now for this defense, Kyle?
You know, I think there's it's interesting. It's a confidence and it's a bit of a swagger with this defense that hasn't necessarily been there in the past, because at least up until this point during my tenure with the team, the offense has been the one with all the confidence and the swagger. And they've been the ones that have been able to puff out their chest and say, okay, we run this building. It's been Dak, it's been Zeke, it's been Amari, it's been Jason Witten at times, and then moving into Dalton Schultz, and man, that offensive line has been beefed up, and they of course have run a lot of this facility. That's not the case anymore. I mean, Dan Quinn has got that defense playing at a level that overshadows what this offense is doing, and everybody saw it last year. Yeah. I mean, toward the back half of the season, the defense was the highlight reel of this ball club, and I think that's continued. And you also see it with the personalities on that side of the football as well, with DeMarcus Lawrence and Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons, of course. And then you go and draft a guy like Sam Williams, who, I mean, Sam Williams, if they would have had pads on, he may have had 4 or 5 sacks yesterday. I mean, by himself.
That's one of the guys I was going to ask you about, was about Sam Williams. Yeah. What was he looking like?
Yeah. He's been fantastic. I mean, his get-off, there were a couple times he lined up off sides, which is something I think, I mean, that's an easy fix, but it's still something that you want to make sure that as a rookie he's able to understand, because you can't be giving up the 5 yards as easy as he would have yesterday, because I think it was twice he was flagged for it. But he's also trying to get that extra step, and in doing so, he was in the backfield quite a bit. And he's not the only one. I mean, Chauncey Golston's had a great offseason, and he's looking solid. He was playing all over the defensive line yesterday, and I know you and I have had a conversation about Chauncey in the past, but he continues to catch my eye. And then defensively, I mean, you look at some of these other defensive tackles that I'm excited for them to stay healthy. I mean, of course, knock on wood, you don't want anything to happen in the preseason, but right now, if they go into week 1 healthy, the combination of Osa Odighizuwa, of Neville Gallimore, of Tristan Hill, and then the veteran of Carlos Watkins, all these guys all together, I feel like are going to provide an impact in that run-stopping ability that they haven't necessarily had on that defense. That was the missing key last year as well. I mean, you had the sacks, you had the turnovers, you had the secondary. Where was the run stopping?
Yep.
And I feel like that's here. I feel like they know it's coming with some of this youth on the defensive line, and of course with a guy like Leighton Vander Esch and Micah Parsons to back those guys up. I still think that they feel very confident going into this early part of the season that this defense is going to run the show again, and they're showing it early on in minicamp.
So we talked earlier here on the show about Todd Archer's tweet about Jabril Cox. Before I move on to the other side of the ball, have you been able to check him out working with Britt Brown? Does he seem like he's getting closer? Because I feel like he could be a vital part of this defense too, Kyle.
No, I agree. I think he's a necessary part of the defense, especially when it's Micah, it's Leighton Vander Esch, and then after that it's Luke Gifford and Story Jackson, Devin Harper. I mean, the linebacker room's very thin. So you need Jabril Cox to not only be healthy, but you need him to be a consistent part. But I completely agree with what Todd was talking about, saying, I mean, he looks close. He continues to run well. He's doing some change of direction stuff off to the side. So, I mean, we were looking over there yesterday and saying, oh, he looks like he could be close
Oh,
I mean, at least from this training staff in what they've done as a track record in the past, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to keep him out just on the sole basis of wanting him to be completely healthy. But at the same time, I mean, there's probably going to be an emphasis to try and get him in there when Oxnard rolls around and have him at least early on in training camp get those reps, get that feel back, because he really didn't get a chance to finish his rookie season. He's got an opportunity here to really see some playing time and to up the snap count quite a bit.
I think we're going to need him, man. I think we're going to need a lot of these young guys